I'm Chronix, and this is Crystal from the most extreme wrestling, and this is the August 22nd, 2011 edition of Raw. And they're up in Canada, and a crowd that is completely insane and just going all kinds of crazy the entire night. This edition of Raw, I didn't really so much like. I thought it was kind of boring.
It was
and just
boring.
kind of like the same old stuff.
It was the same old stuff.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
First of all, we got the undisputed champion, Del Rio.
Driving in his Lamborghini, which is awesome because I love Lamborghinis. Lamborghinis.
You're not
cool.
supposed to like the Lamborghini because he's a bad guy.
Whatever. Cool cars are cool cars.
Cena comes out there and he mentions that Del Rio doesn't even know what a Lamborghini is.
Which I think is cool. It's like an insight because we all know that John Cena for real loves cars. So we don't know if Del Rio for real loves cars, but John Cena definitely.
Well,
does.
he's trying to represent the common man by knowing about cars when Del Rio is like the rich aristocrat and he doesn't know about cars.
I think rich people know more about cars than poor people because, you know, rich people are the ones that get to buy Lamborghinis. Just saying.
I don't know about that. Cena happens to come out there and mention that there's only one person. There's somebody like banging at the door, but we're not going to let him in.
Nope.
So, Cena says that there's only one person that can face him for the championship. Only one person who's worthy.
On his level, that's him, and that's CM Punk.
Yeah.
It's like, really, guys?
CM Punk is, like, out of shape. He has no muscles, really. He has no abs at all. I mean, he's not even... Oh.
I don't get it.
But, I mean, I guess it's for the storyline.
I know, but I still don't get it. I still don't get his popularity. I don't get it.
It's like the new generation.
I
think what they're doing is they're putting the Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Diesel like generation people against CM Punk in the new generation, which we would fall into the Triple H era people.
Yes, whatever.
Even though it's not like that much difference in time. You know, you got the CM Punk fanboys, which I don't really have a problem with CM Punk. I just sometimes, like tonight, I was not into what he was talking about. He's acting all awesome and everything, and it's the same stuff.
Yeah, we haven't even got... He enters.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we skipped that. He enters, and then he says, that's when he starts talking about the same stuff. He interrupts and says...
He's doing his little work shoot, and that's the problem I have, because when they did the work shoot the first time, it was very interesting. But it's the same old stuff. And, I mean, what are we going to be doing work shoots in 5-10 years? I don't think so. Because it ain't going to work.
Anyways,
you got to move on and change. He talks about the mysterious text message and who it could have been.
And he says he wants a title shot, blah, blah, blah. Cena calls Del Rio Captain Third Wheel, which I thought was the funniest part of that discussion. Because otherwise it's just like text message conspiracy, and then it's like, I want a title match. No, I want a title match. I want a title match. I want a title match. I mean, back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, come on.
I was not into this, I got to say. Triple H is out there. He comes out there.
It's shocking, by the way, that he would come and resolve
the game with his...
And also shocking was the way that he resolved the dispute by letting the two of them have a match.
Yeah, a wrestling match to decide...
Who would have thunk it?
To come to a conclusion? What's up with this? So it's going to be Cena and CM Punk. So they can fight. They're going to fight tonight. We're going to find out who's going to be the #1 contender for Del Rio's title.
In the Night of Champions.
Which is 3 weeks away. So a lot of build.
About 4 weeks.
I think, I can't remember. 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably a lot of my problem. Just knowing that I'm going to have to sit through this storyline for another 3 or 4 weeks. And I think that's probably more of my problem with this, because I'm thinking, what are they going to do now? Because so far, it's just, it doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. There's no real plot twists and turns. And as the night goes on, the plot twists and turns that happen are just...
It gets a little better, but it's still, I don't know, floundering at best. But then, so this is a good part,
Del Rio's got to have a match tonight.
A mystery match against a mystery opponent in just a second. And who is this mystery opponent? We find out after the commercial break that it is
John Morrison!
Yay!
Okay.
Fighting against the champion.
Del Rio. which is probably... He's filling in, probably, for Rey Mysterio, who just got injured with his knee.
Who can do really cool lucha moves?
Because he did do a lot more lucha-style stuff, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And he did, some nice Hurricane Ranas. He did like a Hurricane Rana into a DDT or something. And then he ended up doing an awesome spot where he did a backflip from the top rope to the outside, landed on his feet.
He also did a really beautiful drop kick.
One of the best drop kicks around, I got to say.
It was. And then I also say... he's getting better at, selling the move. Because used to, it would kind of look like he was just, flipping around the other person.
Well, yeah, when he jumped up to do a Hurricane Rana or something, it looked like he was just... Or actually, it was like a tilt-a-whirl slam into a backbreaker or something. And he used to look like he was throwing himself.
Yeah, but now he's actually gotten good at, making it look like the other guy...
Is doing it to him,
doing all the work. Good. And then, the crowd is really into it. There's a Let's Go Morrison chant, lots of Morrison cheers. Very exciting. And then Del Rio busts his ass, which was a funny moment. Because he kind of fell out of the ring.
He threw him out of the ring, and he's supposed to catch himself with his foot, but I guess it was slick or something because the way he barely hit the back of his heels, he's flat on the ground. It was really funny. He just wiped out, and it looked like it kind of hurt.
It was a really good match. It lasted a really long time.
I know, especially
probably one of Morrison's longest matches I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, in recent memory, yes. And it wasn't a squash match from the champion to John Morrison.
No.
It was a long match, back and forth. It was a hard-fought win for Del Rio because Del Rio was all sweating and he was like, after he finally put down Morrison.
What happens to Del Rio? Eventually, Morrison ends up bashing into the ring post. And Del Rio puts him in his finisher and the armbar, and Morrison submits.
And then there's a post-match beatdown. But John Morrison is not getting buried. Hooray, hooray.
Hooray. So,
now,
anyways.
Next match. Eve, what are you doing?
Trying to make him stand up.
Eve with Kelly. She's not in the match,
but
thankfully. Because now that she's not in the match, we know that she won't be hitting the Hooked on Chronics on anyone, my finisher. But she's going against Nikki with Brie. And... yeah, I really can't say much about this match.
Eve wins super fast, because we've seen this match at least 13,000 times. And then the Divas of Doom come out, but they don't do anything. They just show up. And I still think the Divas of Doom.
Oh.
But I do still think that this Divas of Doom gimmick was meant for Karma, who's not participating. I just want to throw that out again.
But unfortunately, Kelly actually did hit hers in my finisher, the Hooked on Chronics, and I was very upset that she had to slip that in there. But the crowd was very rough on these divas. Yeah. They were saying, where's the puppies or whatever they say, and they were booing them and this sucks and you suck, and they were just all over them. So I kind of felt sorry for them in a little bit because they actually didn't do that bad.
Who won?
Eve.
Eve won?
Yeah, the good girl Eve always wins.
And then the Divas of Doom entered but did nothing. And that's basically what
happened. Yeah,
the
Divas, they came down, they stared, they clapped, and they were gone. Now, we got another match, Jack Swagger versus Alex Riley.
And Jack Swagger comes out with Vicky.
Yes.
And I would like to note that Vicky and Jack Swagger, to me, look a bit mismatched. They just don't look right together.
He's all huge and lanky.
Yeah, because it's kind of, it's like this. Because Jack Swagger is really big and boxy, and then there's Vicky who looks more human-like. That's the best I can do.
It's a great comparison.
Thanks.
Dolph comes out and pushes down Vicky. Well, that's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, well, he says she falls on her own. It was more like he was kind of trying to get her away, and then she kind of tripped.
So,
but anyways, it appears
there's not
going to
be any getting back together anytime soon.
Well, then Jack Swagger gets mad because now Dolph's hurting his woman. So Jack Swagger comes out, and while he's distracted, Alex Riley ends up winning against Jack Swagger, and then Vicky and Dolph argue their way out of the arena.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this segment. We now hit the second hour, and it's time for Triple H to come out and interrogate Kevin Nash about what's going on. He brings him out
and says we're going to be on the same page. There's no conspiracy. We're going to be transparent. We're going to be on the same page. We're going to find out what goes on, etc., etc.
And Kevin Nash comes out with no interest music because this is so realistic now that
Well,
we just don't have
also
entrance
because
music.
Kevin Nash doesn't work for them.
Oh yeah, apparently, because Triple H says that. But I'm thinking, well, why did you show up at the Rumble? And why have you been on TV? Like, they cannot think we're this stupid.
Come on, guys. You can't say that.
I was like really waiting for them to say, yeah, you still work for that TNA wrestling. You know, I was like, please don't go that far, but they didn't.
Thank goodness.
And then the night it continues, but
so
we'll get to that.
Nash just says, Nash says that CM Punk crossed the line and he needs to kick, beat him up and everything, and Triple H says, whatever, just don't beat him up here, beat him up in the parking lot. He makes some spot about some local bar or something, and everybody cheers.
Yeah.
And then
cheap pop.
Triple H asks Kevin Nash to leave.
Yeah. Get him out of here! Get him out of here! You need Eric Bischoff to come back and say that. So
then, Punk interrupts.
Ugh.
He comes out and says, I want to find out who sent this text message. I want to get to the bottom of this.
I think it's Stephanie.
And then he's like, and you said I stepped over the line, but I'll tell you what, I'm a habitual line stepper. And I'm like, what?
I swear.
What?
That, and everybody cheered. I swear, if you ever get in a fight in your life, and someone's like, you don't want to cross this line, you say, well, you know what? I'm a habitual line stepper, and I got an X on my wrist because I'm straight edge.
Lamest comeback I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm sorry, I'm just a habitual line stepper.
That's not like if...
Sounds like you're trying to say you're a line dancer. That's what I'm picturing.
I think of the most nerdiest kid I went to school with, and I think that's something they would say.
Well, that goes along with the line dancer theory.
Right before, I hit him with a baseball bat.
I know.
But...
It's just like, so I couldn't get really past that to listen to anything else that he said.
And if people think that was a cool line, I just don't know what to think about this world anymore.
I don't know. So anyway, so there's insults, back and forth, back and forth.
We start talking about Triple H's woe man.
Yes.
He's got a woe man.
So...
I need a woe man. Never seen that video?
Obviously not.
It's an old video.
It's probably stupid.
It's from wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, and he mentions that...
Anyways.
That Triple H's balls are in Stephanie's purse with the cell phone. And this is...
And then Kevin Nash pops him in the mouth.
Yeah, and this... I gotta think... this is like crossing the line, right? Because he's a habitual line stepper.
But actually, he didn't say he was a line crosser. He said he was a stepper. So that implies that he only steps on the line but does not cross it, therefore not causing any trouble.
No, he does only step on the line, doesn't he?
That's what I'm just saying. It doesn't even make logical sense.
But what I'm saying is Chris Jericho said way more offensive things about Stephanie over the years. Like, he called her a trash bag, 2-cent, something, hoe bag.
See, look, that wasn't, no. Nash didn't punch him because it was offensive to Stephanie. It's offensive to
I know,
Triple H.
but I was just bringing up the fact that CM Punk is like, oh my god, he said she got his balls in a purse.
Well, no, because that was insulting to Triple H.
I know, but I'm not talking about Kevin Nash now, we're talking about Kevin Nash. Yes, he punched him because he doesn't like him and everything.
Yeah.
And he, and I cheered.
I know. Okay.
I was just backtracking a little bit.
I didn't follow your
I had to backtrack a little bit so I could just bring in the Chris Jericho.
But they didn't connect, because one was about insulting Triple H and one was about insulting Stephanie.
It doesn't matter. What I was talking about was before when he talked about Stephanie, and I was commenting on how Chris Jericho's comments were way more offensive.
I know, but
and then I went back.
Moved past.
But I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, so I injected it right there.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're all on the same page.
So now...
Chronic's got to say what he wanted to say.
So now... They're like going into the back, and Nash says,
"Oh yeah, because
Triple
H
and
and Nash
changed."
Oh yeah, then they'll say, "You've changed, man. Changed."
Next page.
And by the way, does Kevin Nash look like crap to anyone but me? I'm sorry.
He's big sexy.
No. Number one, he was never big sexy. He is really not big sexy now. He just looked like his face looks
Well, probably the alcohol
and
drug abuse over the years.
He just looks like he's kind of in bad shape.
He was on a video with Xbox crying about how Xbox he did kill himself, but he lived because his girlfriend saved him. And they're drinking wine, and he's crying, and they're like, "Oh, I love you, man."
Well, that's true.
Like months before he got rehired.
But anyways, no, he's not rehired. He doesn't work.
That's true.
Company.
He doesn't work there.
Doesn't work there.
I guess he doesn't have to follow the wellness policy.
No.
Why doesn't CM Punk bring that up? That would actually be interesting. CM Punk, you're straight edge. Why don't we talk about the past drug and alcohol abuse of Kevin Nash? Did he do that?
Yeah.
He said that?
No. I thought you said the Kevin Nash.
And then, then bring Shawn Michaels back and then talk crap about him.
No.
Yeah, we gotta have the Click back.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I mean, they don't have to wrestle, but I mean,
I don't think
Anyways, now we got a title on the line.
Moving on.
The title is on the line, so what can that mean? And what title is this? The tag titles.
Team.
We got
Kofi and Evan Bourne versus
Otunga and McGillicuddy,
the Nexus
the
guys.
new gangsters.
Okay, Otunga and McGillicuddy are the most least gangsta names I've ever heard in my life.
Otunga. So
Which is why I went back to calling them Nexus guys. Like, as I mentioned last week, they almost overcame it. But their gimmick doesn't match their names, so now they're the Nexus guys again. So, anyways, they're there with the bad ref.
The bad ref.
We don't know the bad ref's name, but we don't like him.
Yeah, and you couldn't remember your favorite
The ref's name is Charles Robinson.
That's true. The bad ref is the guy who has the white hair that did the WrestleMania match between Undertaker and Triple H.
Yeah, I don't like him because he counts different. Because, like, when he's, like, not gonna count, like, when you know he's not gonna count to 3 because he goes 1, 2. And then, but when he's gonna count to 3 for real, he does it like everybody else. And he just goes 1, 2, 3. Like, he does this elbow jerk thing. I don't know. I can't get past it.
I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is when a big move happens in the ring, like my favorite ref, Mike Chioda, who's suspended right now.
Sucks.
He'll react. Like a big tombstone happens, a big powerbomb happens, he's like, "Oh my gosh, that was brutal. Are you okay?" And this guy's like, 1, 2,
yeah,
and it's I don't like the way he sells as a ref.
Yeah.
I mean, but
So anyway, little side note about the ref. But anyways, they have this match. We'll say it's passable. Kofi and Evan Bourne win the championship. There's a big celebration in the back with Mr. Woo 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 himself.
Yeah, he gets like right here so he can get on camera.
I know. And
so now we got 2 cent champions. Because they're giant pennies stuck to a belt. It's, whew.
So now we have this moment.
The laryngitis
Comes and tells Triple H that Kevin Nash was in a car accident, so you should go check on your buddy.
So at this point, I'm thinking,
I'm thinking whatever.
No, the storyline it's going badly.
I know. So Triple H is like, "Oh, you got this laryngitis? Because I gotta go.
I gotta find my buddy."
So Triple H leaves.
I mean, it could have been like Matt Hardy. You know, he had a car wreck just recently too.
Let's not talk about Matt Hardy. Anyways, all right. So then we have this kind of random thing, kind of interjected in the storyline, where Santino comes out.
He's like
he's prancing around doing his thing. Then he gets the beat down from R-Truth and Miz.
Just out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
It did.
And then the Miz and R-Truth are all in the ring, and they're getting everyone upset and very angry.
Very angry.
And they are just beating down the crowd.
The Miz is on board with R-Truth's conspiracy, and they're gonna squash some spiders together. And they did a rap together. It was really.
There's like, "You suck! You suck!" That's what's up. And then they did like raps and everything. But it was funny. I've never seen a crowd take such a beating in my life. It seems like they tag teamed them. They should have been the tag team champions of crowd.
It was really good.
Obliteration.
It was really good.
Now.
So then we kind of move back to the other storyline. They have John Cena. John Cena comes out, and I saw a Cena sign in the crowd. And it was one of those individual ones, you know, and the C was backwards, and it made me laugh a lot. But
that's great.
Anyway, so then Cena comes out. Cena throws a shirt. and his shirt reappears.
Oh my gosh, it's just like One Night Stand 2006 because the crowd is 100,000% against.
Whatever. It only went twice. The shirt never disappeared in the 2006 thing. But anyway, so finally, you know, he throws it back one more time, and then finally he throws it back, and then the crowd keeps
Remember when the guy, like, spits on it like 10 times and then throws it back at Cena?
It's disgusting. Anyway. So then we watch Cena versus Punk. And it was boring. It was boring. Really
just
boring.
again and again and again we see this. We got
really boring.
Laryngitis and Del Rio sitting ringside, and once again the crowd is extra hot. I don't know if it's Canada. I know Canada's pretty awesome, right?
I guess.
Okay. And they always seem to be all into the match. I mean, maybe it's because they don't go there as much. I don't know. I think Canadians are just crazy.
Maybe.
Anyways. They're just insane.
So then we have Kevin Nash coming out, and everybody's like, whoa, he was in a car wreck.
Yeah, Nash is out there.
Oh my god.
And he's uninjured.
He starts hollering and yelling at Punk. Punk is not over, it's not over. So Punk is so shocked that he gets distracted and Cena is able to win. Then we have the post-match beatdown of Del Rio versus Cena. And that was pretty much the end.
That was the end. Yikes.
It was lame.